Hello folks, friends and movie lovers, welcome back to the channel and to the latest instalment of the movies in review. Ladies and gentlemen, I must express my excitement because the movie I have to review for you all today is called Despicable Me 4. This movie excites me greatly because I must say that this was a real treat for the franchise and an unexpected one. You've heard me say many times before now that as the series and franchises continue, ideas become somewhat sparse to the point that it is really clear that they are just simply running out of ideas and things begin to feel a bit stale. The Police Academy series was like that, with Police Academy 7 Mission to Moscow being evidence that the series had been kept running for just a bit too long, just for the sake of eking out just one last movie. The Toy Story franchise is also beginning to feel the same way, with plans for a Toy Story 5 due to be released sometime in the future, which I am nervous about because I already felt that they were clutching at straws with Toy Story 4. My concern with the Despicable Me franchise is that it would go the same way. That's not to say that they weren't plausible ideas on how to develop and progress the franchise further to keep the movie moving forward. It just made me nervous because the previous installments were so good that I feared that the franchise would go the same way. My fears were unfounded though, because Despicable Me 4 was fantastic. For the iCarly fans out there among us, the voice talents of Miranda Cosgrove as Margrove, who starred as Carly Shay in the Nickelodeon sitcom, was there. The role of Margot in the Despicable Me franchise is a role that she has voiced since the very first movie, Despicable Me, in 2010. It's a role that I think she was made for because she voices it wonderfully. It certainly gives her a route into mainstream movies and potentially more mature roles whenever she decides that she's ready to move away from her roots in Nickelodeon. She's already an accomplished actress with other important acting credits to her name, including School of Rock, A Mouse Tale, and The Intruders. I think it's clear that we will be seeing a lot more of her in the future. Despicable Me 4 was fantastic, all-round family fun, and I would say that it is up there with the humour and practical jokes. I think for a movie like this it really wouldn't have worked without them. I would even dare to say that this is perhaps the funniest of all the instalments they've made, which is an achievement to be congratulated on, because the bar had already been set incredibly high. Today, with this movie, the bar just got a whole lot higher, and I don't know if they're going to top this one. There definitely felt like room for one more, but I say that with nervousness because I would fear the risk of spoiling the franchise at this stage and things turning stale. Sometimes when things are so good, it's best to end them on a high. The one impression that I was left with was the keenness to try and explore Gru's origins. We had Minions 2, The Rise of Gru, which showed how he became a villain in the first place. In Despicable Me 3, we met his identical twin brother, with opportunities to look somewhat at his past there. In Despicable Me 4, we get a look at school he attended as a child, which is still under the leadership of Principal Ubelschlecht. I think there is more that could be explored if there was a desire to do it, perhaps looking at Gru's childhood and school life growing up. It might even be a subject of Minions 3, which I understand is currently scheduled for 2027. I don't know. It has the potential to be another amazing installment to the franchise. However, I do say that nervously for the reasons explained beforehand. What has come before is so wonderfully magnificent that it would be good just to end it on a high. It's a gap that I don't think is essential to fill in. Having some backstory is important, but don't always think it's necessary to have it explicitly spelled out. Sometimes I think it's good to leave a little room for fans to cast their imaginations over and fill in the gaps themselves. That's what happened with the Paranormal Activity franchise, and the Star Wars franchise, and it's kind of what happened with the Star Trek franchise too. However, methinks I digress too much from the sheer awesomeness of Despicable Me 4. If you haven't had a chance to watch this movie yet, then I would recommend going to see it. It was a fantastic bit of family fun, and I don't necessarily think it matters if you don't have kids. I would recommend it anyway because I think adults will enjoy this just as much as I certainly did. Thanks. That's all I got for this one, folks. Thank you for listening to the end. Please remember, if you haven't done so already, please click the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon for updates and notifications on when I have uploaded more reviews and reactions for you to see. My name is Simon, and this is the Movies in Review. Thanks for listening.